On today's episode of SEO Lunch, find out how you can make content disappear over time on your WordPress-powered website. Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of SEO Lunch. I'm your host, Dan. And SEO Lunch is your weekly look at the latest and greatest in inbound marketing news, tips, tricks, things of that nature, pertaining to the WordPress framework specifically. As always, folks, please subscribe to us, slocumstudio.com/subscribe. You can always click the big red subscribe button up at the top. What we're going over today is actually something very interesting. In this week's episode of Press This, our sister show, we look at two plugins for basically deleting content off WordPress. And I got the idea. I think that this plugin that we talk about in the episode, and I'm going to pull it up here on my screen, it's called Bulk Delete. It's a free plugin. It is freemium, and I'll talk about what you have to pay for it. But it's another great and cheaper solution for basically membership-based blog posting. So basically, if you want people to come back to your website time and time again to read content that's basically flammable, content that's going to go away over time, is another great solution, a great way to do it. So you download Bulk Delete here. It's by Sudhir Muthu. It's the name of the author of the plugin. Okay. And then what happens is you basically take it up to your WordPress website. And the way that this software works, the way that the plugin works, we're right here under Tools, you Bulk Delete Posts. You go down here and you can actually, I think by category would probably be the easiest way to do it once you're on WordPress, but you basically can schedule to something to delete, a week, 2 weeks, something like that after it's posted. And then that can always be the case. So whenever you create a post and you name a category, let's say it would be uncategorized. Let's say fun stuff. If you categorized your post as fun stuff, you'd be able to then have it say automatically delete after a week, which means you could say, please check this out. Maybe it's a special or a tip that you want people to read, and that keeps people coming back because they know that they can only see that content for a very limited amount of time. A really great example of this actually recently was the iTunes Festival. If you look back at that, there was this festival on iTunes that you could watch, live streaming and watch for the month of September and then into October. But after that, you were locked out. You couldn't access that content anymore. So it got a lot of people into iTunes, got a lot of people paying for things within iTunes because they were able to see it in the moment, and they had to go there and they had to be there at a specific time. They can't stumble upon it later. There was word of mouth spread saying, hey, you know what? You should probably go on and watch it now because it'll be gone later. And I think this is a great application to take into the WordPress framework with your content. So creating a great article post, or maybe even a great product or something with a product page with a category that would be really cool. Something to do. Maybe a sales tip or something like that. This is a pro add-on. You have to buy for the schedule. So basically there's a separate page you go to that actually allows you to buy that product, which is a little bit interesting. It's actually, I have it pulled up right here with PayPal, and it's $15. So it's still, while it costs money, it's still a cheaper alternative to a lot of the other membership websites that have, creating all this membership stuff. It's certainly not as in-depth, but if you're looking for that specific type of content, the content that you can control, and just the fact that you can delete posts as they go and kind of manage your, organize your library, I think might make life easier as well. But I thought that was a pretty neat tip. If you folks thought it was cool, or you guys have any other recommendation, other ways to sort of get around that membership ecosystem and just do something very minimal, please respond, comment down below, comment on the blog post that will be following this as well. I'm sure we'll post a link down there for you too. We'll be glad to take a look at it with you and talk to you about it. As always, again, subscribe, slocumstudio.com/subscribe. We are conducting a survey about our web shows and things of that nature. So if you want to go ahead to go to slocumstudio.com/survey, you can take that survey, and we'd love the feedback that way too. As always, thanks a lot, guys.